Well, this video is going to be a bit of a blast from the past, isn't it? Because today we are talking about Michelle the Bartender. Yeah, if you're new to this channel, you might not be aware of this, but we've made a couple of videos talking about Michelle the Bartender, maybe I want to say nearly 2 years ago at this point. It might not be that long, my sense of time isn't the greatest. But if you're not aware, this is Michelle the Bartender, a TikToker with 5 million followers who, as you can probably tell by the name, is a bartender. And Michelle has been in her fair share of controversies, a lot of it being around oversharing online. There was multiple times this happened. I'm sure most people are probably aware of them. You know, there was the video about her ex-husband bringing strangers into the house after a bar and they tried robbing the house. Also, there's been videos of Michelle just kind of insulting people who came into the bar. I remember there was someone who was just ordering water and didn't tip and got insulted a fair bit. I think the term Michelle used was crazy water bitch or something along them lines. Don't quote me on that. But either way, it's been a while since we spoke about Michelle, but recently she came back on my timeline because of this new situation involving the bar that she's working at or was working at called Uncle Jesse's. And there's quite a bit to get through. There's quite a few videos we need to watch through here. So let's start from the first one, which is Michelle uploading a video saying that she no longer works at Uncle Jesse's.
I no longer work at Uncle Jesse's. I just found this out today. I got a call from the now former active owner, the person that books all the bands and does the scheduling and the liquor orders and the beer orders and stocks the bar full of juices and makes sure that we have everything that we need, and then also deals with the bands and writing all the checks and all that stuff. He has been let go.
Okay, so this former active owner that Michelle is referencing here becomes kind of a main part of this story as well. And the main thing you need to know about the owners, because they kind of do just get mentioned as former active owner, new active owner, investor, right? So it's kind of hard to keep up with it. But basically, 3 owners, right? We have the old active owner who's now being let go, as we just heard Michelle say. We also have the new active owners and the investor that we'll hear about later. But either way, 2 out of 3 of the owners didn't want the old active owner anymore and anyone that they had hired.
So here's what happened. There are 3 owners of Uncle Jesse's. 2 of them decided that they didn't want the active owner to play that role anymore, to do that part. So they are cleaning house. Everybody that he hired, which is all the bartenders, he has to fire today.
We also hear from Michelle that the new owners have kind of asked TikTok not to bash them because of this.
Revamp it. While I was on the phone with him, he told me that they said to tell TikTok not to bash them. I was like, but y'all are firing me when I didn't do anything wrong. And he was like, yeah, I know.
And then finally gives her overall thoughts on the situation.
It just sucks because we didn't have any notice of this. I know that I don't rely on the bar money to be able to pay my bills, but so many other bartenders do. It also sucks because I had the schedule worked out perfectly for when I get my son, and it works for my ex and all that. I wish them the best of luck, and yeah, I'm gonna be starting up a job search.
And now it's at this point that we start seeing videos from other creators. One in particular is this TikToker right here called Spears No Beers with 24,000 followers. The original video that I'm going to be referencing here has actually been deleted, and we will talk about why that might be a little bit later on. But another TikToker called Casey Elizabeth has uploaded a video kind of talking about the situation and explaining what the original video said that was uploaded from Spears No Beers. I do need to clarify, I haven't personally seen that video, so I can't say for 100% certainty this is what was said, but this is what Casey is claiming that was said in the original video.
Michelle the Bartender was fired from Uncle Jesse's, and according to her, the entire staff was fired. However, this creator has come on and said that's simply not true, and that it was only Michelle, the general manager, and one other girl. She also said that Michelle was allegedly sleeping with the general manager. She also alleged that the general manager was ordering extra liquor and allowing her to bring it home to her home bar.
Okay, so the 2 main things we hear is that apparently Michelle was sleeping with the general manager, and also the general manager would take alcohol from the bar or order extra alcohol for the bar, but then give it to Michelle for her bar at home. Now, Michelle didn't take too kindly to this video, to say the least, and uploaded a video in response to all of this, and straight away says to anyone that is lying about her, she will sue them.
This is for all the people that want to hop on the internet and speak on shit that they have no clue about. I have several defamation cases. I'm coming for you bitches. I am. Because this is bullshit. What bar would want to hire somebody who thinks that they were stealing liquor bottles to stock their own bar and taking shit off of the walls to put on my walls?
And Michelle makes it very clear that her response to all of this is that it's just not true, and she didn't take drinks from the bar. In fact, shows a bunch of receipts that she has for the liquor that is in a home bar, because it's gonna be a tax write-off.
Here are all the receipts from the ABC store because I write them off because this is a business expense. Did you guys know that bars pay more per bottle for a bottle of liquor than we do, like normal civilians? Yeah, and if I can write it off, why would I have anybody else buy my liquor?
And then apparently there were some other claims that Michelle had actually took the lights, like the LED lights off the bar and took them and put them in her own home bar. So she responds to this as well. She shows like she'd bought them on like a website and shows the proof that she had actually bought them herself. I mean, to be fair, I definitely do believe that because wouldn't that be so fucking obvious, like, for the bar to realize that, oh, one of our LED lights is gone and Michelle just so happens to have the exact same one at home? Now, I'm not sure where that original claim came from. That's why I haven't showed a video of someone claiming that. But, yeah, Michelle did respond to it. Now, obviously, one thing that Michelle didn't respond to in this case was, like, sleeping with the general manager. That was the claim, right? There was people in the comment section saying, so about the general manager, true, though. Michelle says, how would I prove that? Show my boyfriend? Nah, I'm good. So it seemed like she wasn't going to talk about that. But later on, we do get a new video from Michelle where she kind of, like, addresses everything. And she does talk about this specifically. Now, obviously, in regards to Spears No Beers, as I said, that original video is deleted. I would assume maybe it's been deleted because there's been, like, legal threats, I guess, right? Saying that she might sue for defamation. Spears No Beers does have a video currently up, though, that says, if I lie on the internet, it's going to be about something cooler than a famous local TikToker. So she's saying that she wasn't lying. And it turns out Spears No Beers wasn't the only person to talk about this. In fact, we actually have a video here from Kenny Locke, who is someone who actually used to work at Uncle Jesse's. And I guess he was getting asked about the situation. People wanted to know what his thoughts on it were. He does say, like, he hasn't worked there in about a year, but what he does know is that he didn't personally like working with Michelle.
Alright, I've been getting a lot of questions about this from TikTok and other people texting me about it. I haven't been at Uncle Jesse's in almost a year. I took a management role up the street, so this is all I've done, this is all I've cared about, this is it. Two things I know for sure. I didn't like working with Michelle, and people don't get fired for no reason. And from the things that I've heard, the owners had plenty of reason to do the things that they did. I'm not going to speak on it because she's a public figure, whatever. I'm not going to get caught up in any defamation case or any bullshit. I don't have the time for it. She can keep that over there. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on it.
Now, we do actually get a second video from Kenny where he does go into some more details, and I believe it's because Michelle actually commented on that video. I can't find the original comments, I'm assuming it's been deleted, but on Kenny's response video, we can see, like, it's a reply to one of Michelle's comments that says, I hate to know you didn't like work with me, I really liked you, Kenny. And Kenny responds to this comment saying, like, Michelle would always be on the other side of the bar, or, like, downstairs with the general manager, but he can't really, like, do anything about it, even though he has to share tips with this person because they're sleeping with the general manager.
All right, let's put it this way. To any industry worker out there, let's say that you're at this bar and your coworker spends most of their shift on the other side of the bar or downstairs with the manager. How are you going to feel about it when you have to evenly split tips with this person? But how do you handle it when this person has 5 million followers on TikTok and is dating one of the owners? Nothing you do is going to change the situation. It could get you fired, but nothing you say is going to fix it. You suck it up, you do your work, you go home. That's all I cared about. That's all I wanted to do.
So it's clear in these response videos, right, that one thing that keeps getting brought up is this general manager stuff, right? So Michelle has now recently uploaded a video a day ago, kind of like addressing everything. Now, it's kind of explained in a pretty confusing way because instead of like using names or like what their role is, you know, like general manager, whatever, she's like coded it to certain letters. So she's written this little diagram here that we'll go through to try and make this easier. So person A in this situation is the former active owner, the person who we then later find out is now dating Michelle. And then in the middle, we can see we have B and C, who are husband and wife and are the new active owners. And then person D is the investor. I'll try my best to make sense of it as we go through, but yeah, that's who we're talking about here. So the video starts off with Michelle explaining how she started dating the former active owner.
A just approved it. Right after I kicked my ex-husband out last year, me and A started bonding over the fact that we were going through the same type of situation, and we realized that we had a lot in common, and it was never like that until it kind of was. So yes, A and I are together. We've been together for a year and 2 months now, and C found out about it last April. So they have known about A and I's relationship for almost a year. It doesn't make sense why they wouldn't have fired me then when they found out.
Okay, so we hear Michelle saying that they were aware of this relationship and that isn't the reason that she got fired. Michelle also wants to make it very clear that she didn't get any special treatment because of this.
Prove it if you tried. And everybody wants to say that I get special privilege. Absolutely not. If anything, I'm held to a higher standard because of that. Imagine if I tried to call out sick when I wasn't actually sick. A wouldn't know if that was true or not. Everyone wants to say that A would give me the best shifts. I have had Friday and Saturday night there since I started in October. My shifts did not change once I started dating him.
And then we hear a story about a former employee that Michelle had made a video talking about previously. The video is no longer available, so I don't really know the details of this video, right? Because Michelle doesn't really go into much detail about it. But apparently Michelle has made a video talking about this former employee and her boyfriend, and this former employee wasn't very happy with it.
Started dating him. Back in December, I did a video about an employee and her boyfriend. In the video, I didn't say any names. Nobody would even know that it was about her and her boyfriend unless they told people. So, how do I say this without outing what video it was? I didn't paint her in a bad light. It was mostly him. But since she's with him and that's her man, she had to defend that, and I respect that. So she sends this really long text message to me, A, and C, saying that she would never work beside me again. She called me a bully.
We then hear that the investor actually asked Michelle to remove this video.
And C was like, I'm not going to tell anybody what to post on their social media, but maybe, Michelle, maybe you could take the video down. And I'm like, no. Maybe that was mean of me to not take it down, but nobody knew it was her.
And then we hear that this former employee actually quit because of this and some other reasons as well that Michelle mentions. And then ever since then, the investor started treating Michelle differently.
I don't know. So she pretty much quit because she said she'd never work beside me again. But she was also taking off a bunch of time to study for some test and wouldn't be able to work again till sometime in February. Plus, she really couldn't work that often anyway. C started acting very standoffish to me, started treating me differently.
And then at this point, Michelle goes on to explain that the new active owners wanted this bar to be more geared towards like college students, so they started like letting go of the older staff members. Michelle then finds out that she is fired, her partner also has to like fire like multiple other people. And then Michelle says that there was a bunch of negative reviews on Google because of this, and I guess people were also bringing up the fact that they could be sued for age discrimination. So because of this, Michelle, says like and insinuates that she believes the reason why they rehired two people is because they were over 40, so they don't want to seem like they're discriminating against them because of their age.
They probably saw something about an age discrimination lawsuit. You have to be over 40 in order to file an age discrimination lawsuit. And so guess who got hired back? The two that were over 40. And that girl that was done taking her test or whatever, she is now working back there too.
And then Michelle ends the video by again saying, if you were someone who has been out there lying about her, she is going to come after you.
But I can say, if you were one of the people that was spreading misinformation and lies and defamating my character, I am coming after you. Because my future employer is gonna, if they believe what you're saying, that I'm a thief, and they don't hire me because of that, I don't know this to be true, but I do think they've been planning this for a while, and I feel really used. But I do think it's for the better, because I know that God has something amazing in store for me, and I can't wait to see what it is.
And that is pretty much the most recent video on this situation. Looking at the comments here, someone's actually brought up Kenny's video that we mentioned earlier. It says, as a career bartender watching Kenny's video, the only one I saw was disheartening. I'm sorry this happened to you. To which Michelle replied saying, thank you, it made me sad, but you know what? He always wanted to be in my videos though. Isn't that funny? Kenny did actually mention this in his video, and I just didn't think it was like the biggest deal in the world to include, but I guess we'll say it. So basically, Kenny ends the video by like responding to the fact that he apparently wanted to be in these videos and said that he would just do it when like they're waiting for the money at the end of the night.
This whole begging to be in your TikToks, we're all sitting up there after we worked the whole shift and closed, and you come up all bubbly talking about some fucking ideas. We're killing time. Who cares? We'll do the little video while we wait on our checks. That's all there was to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the debate about whether Kenny wanted to be in the TikToks or not is all that important, but that's the response. Now, looking at the rest of the comments, the majority are just kind of like shocked about the owner being Michelle's boyfriend. Like, there's comments like this one saying, wait, so the same guy who gives you flowers all the time was the owner? Wait, so is your current boyfriend? Gasp. Another comment here saying, girl, what, this whole time your boyfriend was your boss, with a bunch of like laughing emojis, to which Michelle replied saying, I know, and I even told him in the beginning, if he had to let me go because of it, I would understand. So yeah, that's the situation. I think it's pretty clear that Michelle has a pretty wild life, right? That's one of the reasons why her page is so big. She has 5 million followers. People are clearly very invested in her stories. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on this whole situation and everything we spoke about. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like on it, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.